CNBC Africa's Tshabalala spoke to Asher Bohbot, he's the CEO of EOH, and asked him why he came to South Africa at the age of 27. Let's take a look.
Very simple. I was in Israel. I originally came from Morocco when I was a child. My parents moved to Israel. And yeah, a friend of mine said, let's go for a holiday, for a 2-week holiday in South Africa. I've asked, where is South Africa? What is South Africa? And we said, okay, let's go. And I came. He didn't come. It was his idea, but at the last minute he dropped me, and I had the ticket, I had everything planned, so I decided to come. So I came here, knew nothing about the place, knew nobody here. And yeah, that 2 weeks has turned into a bit longer than that.
When you were here, after your 2-week holiday, what did you get into? What was, did you start studying? Did you start a business?
Basically came here, and it's actually a funny story. And I behaved for the first week or so as a tourist, and I was in Johannesburg, and I took a bus to go downtown to some museum. And on the bus, there I see this girl that shared a flat with me in Israel. So obviously I didn't know she was here, otherwise I would have contacted her earlier. So we got off the bus, we went to her place. Apparently she got married, and her husband brought her here. And maybe 10 minutes later, a guy came, a friend of theirs came to visit, and we met, and he said that he just came back from Israel to recruit industrial engineers for AECI. And basically, I said, I'm an industrial engineer. And yeah, he took me for an interview, and I found work, and I said, I'm going to be here for a little while. Would they keep the job open for me? Which they have agreed. And I said, I'll work here for a while, travel, see the place, beautiful place. And yeah, that's it. Had I not gone on that bus, I would have gone on a different bus and a different life.
How different was being in South Africa than being in Israel?
Well, at the time it was the adventure of a new place. It's not better, or it's not worse. It's just a different place. And it was exciting to travel, see the place. And I must admit, I did travel just about every weekend. And yeah, I got interested in the dynamics of the country, the politics of the country, what looked to me the weirdest place, but yet interesting in its dynamic.
Did you ever get into politics while you were here, when you were young?
I get into politics not in a sense of, but I'd like to if I live here, I'd like to be involved in what's happening around us. So, both in a personal capacity as well as representing an organization that operates in South Africa. We'd like to be involved, not the politics for the sake of politics, but in what's happening in the country, in the future of the country, in the policy that we adopt, in the direction that we take it, the value system we develop, and the makeup of society going into the future. It's no secrets. This is a country in the making. I think it's under construction, and what would the building look like once its construction is finished is very important to us on a personal level. I've got children, I've got grandchildren here now, and we care a lot as a business, as in my personal capacity. How would the place look like? So we try and influence and push our views in any way that we can, any platform. And if you put a microphone in my hand, I will, whether I'm asked or not, I will talk about our views, because ultimately it will also dictate what business we will have, what economy we will have. And as a business, and specifically as a listed company, we do have a strong interest in the environment that we operate in. And we don't just want to kind of complain about it, but we'd like to influence it. And hopefully we do put a little bit of influence on whoever we can talk to, and we do so.
Let's go back a couple of years back. So you worked for a bit. How did you get into entrepreneurship and starting EOH?
And in fact, from my own personal side, I don't see myself as the classical entrepreneur at the age of 20, find a little gizmo and operates from his father's garage and slowly build a business. I actually worked in a corporate for the same company for 17 years. Obviously doing different roles in the business and hopefully being entrepreneur in that setup. I don't believe that entrepreneurs reside only as little startup guys from a garage. I think entrepreneurs that sitting in organizations inside a large organization with capacity to invest, capacity to influence, capacity to do things greater than individual, the impact that entrepreneur would make on life, on society, economical level is much greater within the corporates. The notion that the corporate by definition is anti-entrepreneurship is wrong. It's the culture and it's the nature of the business that dictate it. But we somehow think that the corporate is the opposite of entrepreneurship. In EOH, we try to embrace both the individual need and want to make a difference, to come with great ideas, to do things, together with the muscle and balance sheet and the brand of EOH. And it did work so far, and we're sure it will work similarly in the future.
That was Asher Bohbot, who is CEO of EOH.